All right. Good evening, everyone. Bit of a rush start to the site, but we're doing a nice Ludicrous speed race, which, to break it down, it's all dungeons, and for every important item, there's 4 of them. But to counter that out, there are no wild arrows or bombs or rupees. You have to find those. There are a couple ways to find those. It's usually they've fixed a pole or the tree pole with bombs. Bush crab will always have money, and your stun prize is always money. And I'm going off the definition in the ladder channel for race modes. So today we have the Daddy Gamers and Great Auntie Bob and Restream. As for MSUs, Daddy Gamers is using a Shantae MSU pack, and Bob is using Dragon Quest VIII. Which, yep, sounds like we're hearing Dragon Quest VIII music right now. And we're off. We have Uncle Start, or Saint Start from Bob, and the Daddy Gamers went to the house. Looks like a bottle. So, early bottle, that could be a slight advantage for the Daddy Gamers. That's 1 extra check. And looks like Granny Bob's making... Not sure why he's going for this many kills. The tree pole should still be activated after 1. And we got a quick map check. I didn't get a good look at those. And tree pole from Daddy Gamers. Got the 4 bombs there. And Great Auntie Bob is getting... Awesome. Getting their money. And then going for their tree pole. Oh, that's why. They're going for... sorry, I didn't get Eastern Solid. Okay, Desert Hare. Okay, we have 2 red crystals. Interesting start. And second medallion, we have Earthquake medallions within the first 90 seconds of this seed. And the book. I did miss what was on Lumberjack. We'll see if that comes into play later. So, Great Auntie Bob farming up a bit more money. It's at 400 rupees, which sizable amount. Some oh, that's right. It's like so. Yeah. I just forgot this is a Ludicrous speed mode. So, just because there's something important there, it doesn't matter. So this is actually the mode where checking Lumberjack, I don't know if there's even a value to it. First sword and blind hut, along with another bottle, so... Okay, and master sword, and another bottle. So, great start. Okay, we have sword mode. No one's gonna be looking for swords today. I mean, butter sword is nice, but it's not that much better. The tempered sword is the ideal sword for a silverless Ganon fight. Well, speaking of butter sword, there we go. We have all swords. But we don't... Okay, we have the flute now, so that gives us some mount axe. Yep. And a bow. Okay, now we're getting some directions. And a fire rod. So, they find a glove, and desert is full clearable. I mean, dipping into desert might not be a bad idea. duplicates. But Eastern Palace, yeah, I'm thinking Eastern Palace, unless we didn't catch what Eastern is, but if it is a pendant, I can see avoiding it. Bala Merchant only has a shield. As for the Chicken Hut, Moon Pearl. So that's our first Dark World item. And we find a lamp. We actually have Agaseed potential, but Agaseeds in this mode aren't that... Actually, it's an all dungeon, so it doesn't matter. You want to do Aga. And the Bloomerang. So from here, there's South Shore is still the most likely option to see from both runners here. We have a 20 rupee pack there, so that was probably another sword. When you run out of items, they turn into 20 rupees with some exceptions. And we are going to see South Shore from Daddy Gamers. Alright. Oh, they did not get the shield off Bottle Merchant, so they dodged that shield to pick up another. And we're about to see where Great Auntie Bob is going from here. In the meantime, we will see Blue Mail. Makes sense to pick it up, especially in this mode, because of the things cut out, there are no heart containers. Second gloves on library. So we have 2 boots lock gloves today, which actually is great news for anyone playing this, because that means the odds of having early boots are pretty high. Because you need gloves to do an awful lot of things. And red meringue in the race game, so... Duplicate Ether, Invincibility item, Hook Shot. Hook Shot. We're probably going to see a mountain play. And Flippers. Hook Shot and Flippers in Mini Moldworm Cave. So, a mountain play seems like the thing. And skipping Ice Rod Cave looks... Oh. No, they are going into Eastern Realm. I'm guessing maybe Sage's Closet. Get some green pendant knowledge here. And Eastern is not clearable in logic, but it is still easily clearable with the Fire Rod. Great Auntie Bob's going to pick up their blue mail. Running just a little, slightly behind, couple rooms behind the Daddy Gamers here, and mostly because of the big... Now, probably trying to get that Zora money. You're at that 442, you're right in range of getting Zora money, and there are no 300 packs of rupees in the game. Alright, and the Daddy Gamers is not fluting away, so I do believe we're going to see an Eastern Palace dip, maybe a clear. And we'll see if there's some divergence here. I would not be surprised to see a trip up the mountain right now. Flipper checks are okay. I mean, right now, there's a flute activation. Where is Bob going? And we have divergence. We are going... I'm seeing Mountain on one side, Eastern Palace on the other. And, okay, now we have confirmation. It's Oops All Crystals in the Light World. But, again, I keep forgetting this is also an all-dungeon seed. So it didn't really matter if it wasn't. You actually kind of want your pendants to be an all-dungeon. You want those to be cleared first. So, worst case pendants today would probably be Turtle Rock and Swamp Palace. because they're the ones with the most entry checks. But at this point, you only need Mirror for Swamp Palace, whereas you need a lot more for Turtle Rock. And Great Auntie Bob picked up a red cane. I missed that, but I'm going to assume that was on rescuing the old man. And there's a lamp on top of Spectacle Rock. Alright. Yeah, still slightly faster to eat your fairy now rather than... Oh, wrong... Okay, that was... It's like, okay, so no red cane yet. False alarm. And... Uh-oh, looks like Dad Gamers did not... Maybe they thought they were turned right there. But with Gold Sword, they are going to clear that room. And they are out of the dark room. There's a glove in Paradox Cave for Great Auntie Bob. As well as a bottle, it looks like. Yeah, this... $20, so we're seeing a lot of things that are just duplicates. Another blue cane. Okay. Cape is nice, but when you've already have an invisibility item, it's just one... Its bigger advantage is that it gives you +1 check on the Overworld. That said, it is the superior invincibility item. Although it does take a bit more magic in. Only a map on the boss, which I do believe the Data Gamers skipped the vanilla big key. And assuming what because I saw in the notes that compasses were removed, so there should still be an item inside Eastern. Where Granty Bob is turning in that glove, doing backside of escape. And Data Gamers is following that path, not rescuing the old man. Oh, picking up a bomb. And that's the... You can't rely on bomb pickups in this mode, so you see bomb drops, you gotta get them. And Mirror. Mirror is a huge advantage here. So that's another dungeon clearable. And a mountain start, but this can beat anywhere. It's most likely a trip into Tower of Hera. Because you have Hookshot, you have the best, you have Gold Sword. This is going to be piece of cake plus 3 checks. And I am going to have to keep an eye. If I see a compass, then I know I wrote that rule down wrong, but there should be +1 item to every single dungeon. And that lamp. You do want that, because even if you can dark room the dungeons, it's not fun dark room. Yes, this is Ludicrous mode, Ludicrous speed, which, yeah, there are 4 copies of all essential items, including swords and armor. But there are no arrows, rupees, bomb pickups. But there are fixed drops on enemies for... Like, the tree pole will always have bombs, bush crabs will always drop money to counteract that. There are also no heart container pickups, so you are stuck at 6 hearts for the entire seed. Another cape. That's their second cape so far. The Data Gamers picking up their glove, which will lead to their mirror. And Great Auntie Bob is not doing the hair pot setup. Doing a regular climb. And it looks like, yep, Daddy Gamer is going to take that to backside escape and pick up their mirror, which will send them right after Great Auntie Bob. Nope, never mind. They are going into... A desert dip is possible. Actually, no, desert is clearable. Desert is now clearable because of that glove. So prioritizing where you have been yet, possibly hoping to pick up another glove before you go back up the mountain. So you can do Dark Death Bound with it. Now we're seeing a hair pot set up from Great Auntie Bob. And got it in one. And Desert is not boots locked today. With that small key, the entire dungeon... Actually, no, it's... Okay, there we go. Big key. Now it is confirmed not to be boots locked. And now we have full shield mode. Alright, this is going to be a very quick mold over fight from Great Auntie Bob. With the Butter Sword, this is going to be 2 hits. And, yeah, blink and you miss it. Mold Worm is dead. No trolling today. And nothing boots required inside Desert Palace. But... So that's 2 items there. One thing I am keeping an eye out for, it's like if we see a compass appear, compasses should not appear in this mode. I am not 100% certain on that, but... that could be something that throws off people. But with 4 copies of everything, it's not going to it's not going to stop you dead in your tracks. It's not going to force you to last locate something. And it looks like we're seeing a Eastern Palace play from Great Auntie Bob. And Daddy Gamers is about to go into their second boss fight for a second crystal clear. So, going to be a slight dungeon advantage on their side, which should stay the same. Accidentally hitting their map button. And did not get the 1 cycle, but yeah, down to 1 hit. And there's a bow, so that's silver arrows. No progression. So the only place we really haven't seen is the front of escape. Which it's made sense. Well, there's that, and there's the Ice Rod Cave and the Flipper checks. And a Nagina. And if we're gonna see a Nagina play, we'll probably see it. Like, it makes sense for the Daddy Gamers to do it now, but he is fluting away, turning in that mushroom. But with the... it's not as isolated right now. Yeah, it's kind of hard to have... for that to happen, for 3 Ice Rods to be behind Trinex, they would have to be... Trinex would have to be GT, or have to be a Crystal, locking GT, and they all be in GT, or it would have 1 on Trinex, 1 on Green Pendant Turn-In, and 1 on Pedestal, with a Green Pendant Trinex. It is still possible, but it's very unlikely. So we're starting to see those flipper checks, and those have been in play for a while now. Fire Rod, it's a duplicate. And bees, freebies. Which... I don't disagree. That is something Trinex would do. Okay, and repeat medallion on the ledge and no money for Zora, so that is going to be left behind. But right now we're running into a case of... Well, honestly, Aga is open. I'm guessing you don't want to do Aga in this mode because... Yeah, who wants to do an Aga seed? But this is still all dungeons. So it's... You're gonna have to do it eventually. And because you have the mirror and the fluid, it's a little awkward. You can't save and quit in the Dark World like you would like, but... Like you would want to, but it's... Yeah. It's been a long day. Green pendant and pod. We have pod green pendant. Flippers. Okay, there's Dark Cross. Nothing there. So it's gonna be... It looks like an Aga climb is what the seed calls for. Which, it feels wrong. We're going to see Hera clear from the Data Gamers before that. There's no way you leave that behind. It's... Well, actually, they don't have their lamp anyways. They need to go here for their lamp. But we have seen most of everything. Just, at this point, Agina. And I don't think we saw Hobo, so those two checks on the Overworld, which are kind of hard to get to. I don't blame anyone for leaving those behind. So it's that, or you do Aga 1 early. Okay, here's a map check. We have a pendant, swamp, and Thieves Town. So that is good news. There is not going to be anything special hiding in GT. Because at this point, once you have Dark World access, you can get inside Swamp. And with Spec Equip legal, you don't even really need the hammer to clear it. But right now, we're just going to see some cleaning up everyone. The Wolf Runners getting their third crystal clear. Yeah, I try to keep track on both sides. My brain wants to focus on one side, but it's like it's. So I do occasionally miss stuff on one side. Ooh, this is a setup for Herapod I've never seen before. Okay, a bomb. Okay, that first bomb put you in position. That's a Herapod setup I have never seen before. Okay, that's an older setup. I mean, you use the setups you learn. Ooh, that's an unfortunate fall there. I mean, I stuck with the first setup I learned for far too long. until it was painfully apparent I needed to learn a better one. And we should be not quite simultaneous crystal. Or not quite not quite simultaneous Ganon fights. Oh, God, I see Ganon. Like, not simultaneous boss fights, but pretty close. So, I would put Grady Bob at a slight time advantage here. Picking up those silvers, which are a nice item, but they only actually help you on a few bosses. And when you have Gold Sword at the very beginning of the game, do you really need them? And are we going to see Food in the 4? This looks like it. So 4 times of all items, and the hammers are still locked in the Dark World. Because I don't think I'm missing any location. Yeah, true, and mitts, because yeah, those boots. But yeah, you're gonna last locate at this point. So we are seeing Under the Bridge from Daddy Gamers here. I don't know if we saw this one yet or not from Grady Bob, but it's possible I missed that one. And it is not an out. So the only other overworld place that I can think of remaining would be Ganon, which I mispronounce that one all the time. Or did we ever see it? See, this is a mode where so much happens so quickly your brain is struggling to keep up. So in theory, this sounds like such a fun mode to play, so nice and relaxing, until you were giving all these logical clues back to back to back, and then you're okay. I'm used to having these spaced out a little bit. Yeah, it's at the very least this isn't going to be drawn out by an awkward pendant dungeon item. So really all we're looking for at this point, we're looking for Ice Rod, Red Cane. We probably don't even need boots to seed. And Hammer and Titan's Mitts. So yeah, feels about right. Because I think there's 8 of them in this mode. And looks like we're seeing the first AGA 1 climb here. Yep, Grady Bob is slightly ahead on time here. So for collective knowledge, we know this is the way. This is the way forward. And this just has to feel wrong. But with this loadout, this is going to be very quick. Because nothing in here is going to take more than a hit. Nothing is going to survive anything. So really, even if you only have Fire Rod, something like Fire Rod or a good stun item makes the AGA climb so much faster. And today, you have everything in the world. Except your Dark World access. But at least this is an all-dungeon seed anyways, where it doesn't matter. You had to do this dungeon eventually. And actually, this could be a possible time save later on, where we have all Light World dungeons cleared, so you can immediately save quit from your last Dark World dungeon clear and be at the top of the pyramid. You don't have to flute to 5 and get Dark World access to get there. It's a... Yep. Yet another bottle. I've seen Bottle and Blue Cane appear a ridiculous number of times. Because important item doesn't mean necessary item. Yeah. Really, once you have 2 bottles, the rest are kind of like they get to be a little overkill. So it's gonna be after half-hour Dark World access, which never feels good. It never feels good to have late Dark World access. But 3 crystals in at the half-hour mark, plus an Aga 1 climb and the escape clear, that's not bad dungeon routing. That's not bad dungeon times. Okay, and the Deadly Gamers is just starting their climb. So they're going to be up here in about 3 minutes. And okay, so the first is always a guaranteed fireball. And looks like, ooh, Aga's being a little mean here. 2... Okay, so it's... We need 4 more fireballs to kill Aga. Oh, that's 5 blue balls. When forced to bet there, I always go the cheapest answer, 3, which is the most likely number. Speaking of, there's 3. Well, I'd be wrong. There's 4. And here should be lightning. And I lost count of how many fireballs, but yeah, I got... Okay, that's 6 blue balls, so we're both wrong. 7. And it looks like this Aga fight's... Oh, that's just mean. I think we're down to the last fireball, so everyone will have the same pattern on Aga. There's no... This is as bad as this feels going for us, at least you know everyone else has to suffer for the same Aga 1 pattern. No one is safe from this. And about 3158 Dark World access. And magic powder, which we already have. But Pod, believe in Pod. I'm firmly in that camp of believing in Pod. Yeah, unless that. Okay, not sure why going for the kills there. Oh, that's right. You have the flippers and the mirror. And I don't recall if there was... I don't recall what was on the floating island, on the lake island. But immediately beeline towards this. Okay, it's just a book that we already have. So Pod is the way. Pod is not necessary. Actually, we have full we have North Dark World access too. I will always without any shame dip in the Pod. Plus, with this loadout, you have lamps, so it's all on logic. You have bows, you can get past the bow locked front if it's there. Because doing the North Darkworld route for... Yeah, that does not feel fun. Taking that map check, knowing that your pendant dungeons are, well, all but one are full clearable. So at this point, you really want to see that hammer. That hammer is the item. Titan's Mitts would be nice, but the hammer locks out... It locks out so many things. Or rather, it prevents you from clearing dungeons. There's like only one dungeon it keeps you out of, but there's Ice Palace Pod you can't clear without hammer. Technically Swamp Palace, but we're able to get around that now. Okay, we are seeing some divergence here. We are seeing a North Darkworld play from the Daddy Gamers. And if this pays off for them, this is going to be this would be a pretty big time difference between them. And not bow-locked pod, not that it matters. And everyone has capes, so this is in logic too. Alright, red mail. Which, yeah, I can understand skipping it. A, you're likely to find one in your path in a chest, so why go out of your way for it? And B, you want offense, not defense. Plus, at this point, you've got to be feeling, okay, I've last located something. I don't feel good about that. I want to make some spicy play, something to help me get back that time. Which it puts you in a weird place, because usually not making those weird risks is the smarter play. But then you do that weird play. Okay, Ice Rod. We needed that. Doesn't help us right now, but now there's going to be no Ice Rod hunt. That's pretty free, so it's... Yeah, no one's going to be looking for Ice Rod today. Pearl. So this will give a dungeon clear advantage to the Daddy Gamers as well. And if there's a hammer in pod, Great Auntie Bob is actually doing great. But if there is not, and there is, I mean, mitts could still be good. Mitts or boots. So, yeah, you need something to be in pod here to make that pay off, because otherwise you're going to be down by quite a bit. Especially if pod is empty. And it looks like, what, 37, 16, 17, 37, 19 entering that moth fight. So, getting really close to death here, but 2 fairies in bottles and red goo. And didn't need any of them. Map on the boss. So, still items remaining in the front. As for pod so far not paying out. And just 4 more checks in pod to make anything happen there. Hold on. I thought money was removed from chests in this mode. Maybe they check. I must miss that one. I mean, in this mode, it's not the end of the world if you do miss something. At this point, both runners are 3 items from... Okay, so we're getting confirmation. We have Titan's Mitts in pod. That is good. That gives you a lot more mobility. That gives you Dark Depth Mountain. That gives you Mire area. Gives you better Thieves Town, Skull Woods access. But you would have preferred to see that hammer. And depends on the person, I suppose. I prefer to see the hammer. All right, and yep, and the easiest one to get is that one in pod, because barring quick boots in your path here in the village of Outcasts, Thieves Town, that seems like the Seed's choice of progression. There should be 4. Oh, actually, that's a point. It's possible. I'm actually not sure. Hammer and chess game. So that's pretty big. That hammer makes it very easy to go back to pod, get your Titan's Mitts. And you're not going to have to double dip that dungeon. So at this point, Daddy Gamers is 1 item from Go mode. They are just looking for Red Cane. Boots would be nice. You always like to go faster, but from earlier Desert Palace, unless there's that 1 in 22 chance of a GT Big Key on the torch, yeah, barring that, we're not going to need boots today. And picking up Red Mail for Great Auntie Bob. And I would not be surprised to see, yeah, Village of Outcasts, that is the place to be. So Great Auntie Bob is going to be right where Daddy Gamers is, picking up that hammer. And we're going to see Magic Batter turn in, looks like. While Great Auntie Bob heads into Skull Woods, they're going. It's tempted to grab that bomb, but they already have a full pack. And half magic. We have vanilla half magic. I don't think I've ever seen that in Randomizer. But I do wonder if the Daddy Gamers realizes this is an all-dungeon mode. Because they just dipped the front of Thieves Town and left. Because they have everything they need to clear that dungeon. Because, yeah, there's without Titan's Mitts doing these checks, you're leaving the Smith behind. So if they're not going to be doing that, perhaps a pod dip. Okay, they probably skipped that check earlier and realized they didn't miss a single thing by leaving it behind. A little bit of trouble climbing going for the back of Skull Woods on Granny Boss, but got through it the second time. This room in particular, ever since they did the fast ROMs, I've noticed it's if you established a pattern for that room on old seed types, now that you're moving faster, to give those, they react to you. And it's not an easier, harder thing, it's more you have to establish a new pattern for that room. And K45 just leads to a book. So, gonna see Stumpy, Hype Cave, and probably Bombo's tablet. The end of... Actually, no, Swamp Palace. Hey, another hook shot. Alright, 4404 for the Grading Bob's fourth crystal. So both runners are tied on crystal clears. Okay, we will see what's underneath what the second check in the back of Skullwoods is here. Just a key. Okay, nothing. Alright, 20 bucks in Hype Cave. Nothing. Nothing. I say nothing. If I had seen those, I'm uncertain. Maybe he's unaware that this is an all dungeon mode, which would be unfortunate. Because there's two, yeah, all of the appended dungeons are clearable right now. But we will be seeing a Swamp Palace play from the Daddy Gamers here. No red cane, so actually no, Diver Down is still possible with bombs. And red cane in front of Skullwoods, which the Daddy Gamers, I do believe they left that behind. This mode is a little weird with what gets removed and what doesn't. I literally have notes of. Oh, they have it. Okay. So that does raise a question: why they're. Nope, never red cane. So they are just looking for their Titans bits. And forgot to need to grab that key. Will we see? Yep. See, he's making sure that you have one, and we will see a Specky clip here. Nice, fun little glitch. So, at this rate, Great Auntie Bob is about to hit go mode. Because all you need now is the hammer for Great Auntie Bob, and they're about to pick up their hammer in the chess game. So, 47-18 go mode for Great Auntie Bob. Barring, of course, the 1 in 22 GT Big Key on the torch. That is the only cape. Oh yes, 1/4 magic exists. Was never used in the base game, but it exists. It only stacks in modes like this where you have duplicate versions of half magic, and it is completely broken. If you thought half magic was broken, 1/4 magic is. And I do believe the beginner modes, like the casual mode seeds, actually enable 1/4 magic as well. Although I'm half quoting that on memory, so I could be very, very wrong about that. Alright, big key of Thieves Town. Great Auntie Bob is not leaving, is going through, is clearing Thieves Town. So you would like to see a pair of boots, which would significantly speed up things. You definitely would like to see them before GT. That sounds about right for easy item pool. I also know it's usually the starting sword is pretty common too. There's the red pendant for the Daddy Gamers, which puts them slightly up on dungeon clears again. But if they don't make that pod dip, they're going to be hurting. They're heading in the right direction, though. And thankfully, there is no... Oh wait, there is red crystal. We're going to see Pyramid Fairy. But this still leads them in the right direction. That's one advantage of having cleared Aga 1. Makes the red bomb walk so much faster. What do we pick up in Pyramid Fairy? Titan's Mitts. So at 50 minutes and 34 seconds, the Dead Gamers achieve their go mode. Okay. Alright, so that confirms 8 gloves. Well, make this game making it sure, like, okay, you were getting Titan's Mitts here. This mode breaks my brain. It sounds so simple and friendly. But it's not. Alright, Ice Palace first. Something that does worry me is the Daddy Gamers aware this is an all dungeons mode, because they had the time to finish Thieves Town earlier. We're seeing a blind fight, nice and quick, red mail, and boots. So Great Auntie Bob definitely has the advantage now with those boots. The longer those go unanswered, but yeah, the longer that goes unanswered, the better of a lead that's going to give you. Well, I just always assumed it was just the obvious Spaceballs reference. I'm shocked by me saying I see hammer and hookshot in Hype Cave, which can't happen in a normal seed. Actually, wait, no, it can't happen. It can't happen, just Titan's Mitts, but I see hammer and hookshot and Hype Cave. I'm like, oh yeah, nothing in there. Any other day, I'd be ecstatic over those two items being in Hype Cave. And Great Ancient Bob going right back to pod. Finishing that up. This will be nice, quick. Having a little trouble on that gamer's part getting that. They're trying to get that hook shot. If you're just slightly off center from those stairs, you can hook shot into them. And not quite overlapping boss fights, but it's going to be very close boss fights on screens here. We're going to see Cold Stare first. And probably about the time Cold Stare is going through his death animations, we're going to be entering Helmsor. And that quarter magic, oh my, quarter magic is beyond broken. And not even using it, not even using that fire rod. And that's another, we've been seeing a lot of capes too. A lot of capes, books, and blue canes today. All right, and that is the fifth crystal for the Daddy Gamers. And let's see if they remember that they need to do their pendant dungeons. Because if not, they're going to Mire. They are going to Mire. So that is going to hurt them. Especially with that pair of boots on blind, because they were there long before Great Anti-Bob was, so they could have had that. And there's another pendant lock boots. So this seed is really punishing pendant avoidance. Not having full hearts to do sword beams in this room of Mire is a little awkward. Although I've seen people do, there's a setup with the fire rods in conjunction with the beam here to, I think it's a fire rod to the right and kill above and then to your left with your sword beams to one cycle that room. And not quite synced up, but both runners going into Misery Mire. So will it be a God Mire? Will the seed be generous and let you skip half this dungeon? Yes. Oh, they should have taken that fall there. Taking a fall there is actually slightly faster than walking back. Whereas if you have the boots, it's faster to dash back. So, Great Anti-Bob might overtake the Gamers in this dungeons. No, there's too much of a gap there. But we will again see. Yep. Well, actually, no, that Daddy Gamers can't hover. They need the boots to hover. That's one of those tricks I wish I had the patience to learn it. I don't have the patience to learn it. It's very impressive watching someone else that knows how to do it. All right, and with those boots, setting up the, okay, it looks like we're seeing spooky action attempts. Okay, that looks like the dust was active. We'll see in the next room. One, two, and... Nope, not doing the fire rod shot up. Oh, that's right, you don't need to. There we go. It is active. It's... Alright. While I was saying that, the Daddy Gamers killed Vidi very quickly with those silver arrows, taking their 6th crystal, and they're going to be heading up to Turtle Rock, most likely. Whereas Great Anti-Bob is, yeah, definitely going to be doing the Swamp Palace next. Actually, no, they could still. They haven't done Ice Palace. Yeah. So this is a little unfortunate because the spooky action glitch. That one is It's deceptively easy to set up. You just have to be underneath the rock in desert palette in the desert area to enter mire. You have to be directly underneath it when the bird leaves the screen, but it's more about keeping the state active. And the other thing that's sometimes there's something, I think it's a step count in the dungeon that also throws that one off a bit. Which is why sometimes, yeah, you got the fire rod shot off right, and the answer is not to spam another fire rod shot, it's to take 5 steps in any direction, and so usually I'll be doing it, and okay, I hit the first spike, I didn't hear the click, and I just start I start running or walking towards the switch, and then I hear the click. There's a delay. Okay, so we're going to see a very quick icebreaker, ice palace clear. Going back to flip the switch, but actually no, that is the right play. This way you don't have to find that small key. Got it in one. Very quick, very smooth icebreaker. Just keep focus on Turtle Rock, see what's new here. So far we have a small key from Turtle Rock. So the bigger question, can you skip the big chest? If you can, that gives you a lot more that makes this dungeon a little over a minute faster. And yes, big key up front. You do not have to do the lava chest. And with that quarter magic, you do not care about your magic count at all. Just walking around with blue Ganon, they haven't even used up half their magic bar. And that is how broken quarter magic is. Alright, Granty Bob going into their cold stare fight. This is going to be real quick. Also using the corner, using nothing but the gold sword for that fight. And that Chain Chomp room, it is a vicious room at low heart health. Thankfully, you're close enough to the beginning of the dungeon. But also, if you have powder, and there are several chances to heal up in Turtle Rock. And Great Energy Bob is finishing up their last pendant dungeon here with Swamp Palace, which again is going to be a blink and you miss it dungeon. Yeah, and it's 6 hearts. That's actually it's a pretty significant upgrade. Because it essentially, each male upgrade doubles your health in effect. Alright, stealing that key. So, and it is possible that there is no need to even touch Laser Bridge. But even though they stole the key, they're still going by the big chest. Which, it is possible for the big chest to have a required small key, but it is such a low % chance. I think it's slightly higher than 3%. And today it's not that 3%. Because for that to happen, the key you're stealing would have to lead to a small key, and a small key would have to be on the big chest. And another specky clip here, and first one didn't go through. Okay, well, after a couple tries, if it's not happening, it's not happening. Probably walking into the blast at just the wrong time. Maybe a little early, or probably a little too early walking into the blast. So they're getting further into it, so it's not pushing them into the right corner. But there is no need to do laser bridge today. Well, there is GT. GT still holds 27. Yes, 27 checks in it. And what, 5? I want to say 5 of them are dungeon items. So that's what? That's 22 items in there. So if you're playing a weird mode where you're just looking for, say, like there's one called True Ice Rod mode, or True Ice Rod Hunt, which is very gross. It's funny, but I don't recommend it. But yeah, the best solution there is just start the game, climb them out, and go into GT. Oh no, okay, we took it. Oh, that's right. I forgot about those fairies. I completely forgot those fairies existed. And saved the... Because they did not take the safety door. Because no need to go to laser bridge. But we're down to stage 2 try next, which is significantly easier. And should be, what, 3 hits with the gold sword. And nearly matching, no, not crystal pickups, but... Okay, just out of sync. And with that, Daddy Gamers is most likely going into GT. And Great Auntie Bob is heading towards Turtle Rock. So at this point, Great Auntie Bob has a 2-dungeon clear... Or... I'm sorry, they have a 1-dungeon clear advantage. And I think Daddy Gamers is not aware this is all dungeon, or forgot that this was all dungeon. Because they've never touched Pod. And yeah, Thieves Town, they dipped in there, and there is also a possibility that there is a 1 in 22 chance you're going to need the boots to get the big key. And I just realized I goofed. I completely forgot to mention the GT Big Key guessing game. I apologize for that. But nope, there is no required boots today. Got a 13. And a 7. So the Seed heard that earlier comment about Trinex locking Ice Rod, I see. Oh, we found another Titan's Mitt. Small key. And Red Cane. So we're all but 1 Red Cane found. So that's 2, 3, 7. That's 8. Oh my god, this mode is nuts. I cannot keep track of all the of where all the items end up. Okay, go. Okay, having to reset that room. Wonder if they were trying to do a. Oh, they were just trying to do the walk and. So accidentally set off their block too early. So this will be check number 9 for a map. And going for a random room. I do believe if we see a small key in this room, that means the big key has to be in it. Oh, there we go. That's number 10. Open up those chests, hoping for a pair of boots. Makes perfect sense. You would love a pair of boots for the climb. They actually help with the there's the not laser bridge. I forget what those enemies are called, but yeah, there's one bridge in there. It's significantly easier to get through if you can dash. Open torch, random room. So the first ice rod we saw was in Skullwoods. And I honestly, I've seen a few in passing, but I'm looking for new information, and I was like, I'm kind of, so I haven't been keeping perfect count on where they're at. It's just I've been more in the case of, oh, that's an awful lot of those items we don't need anymore. And yeah, Stalfos, the red Stalfos giving a little bit of trouble. They are a little annoying if you're trying to kill them with your sword. I don't think that Gamers has a magic refill, but they also have quarter magic, so they don't really need it. And they still have, I do believe they have one fairy and a red goo from the bottles that came pre-filled. So they're actually pretty safe, and they can always just fill up right here. But nope, they're going straight in, silver arrows. Which are much easier to use now that we're using fast ROM. And Landmo 2 is down, so that's the harder part of the climb. This is the part of the climb that actually gets kind of weird in Randomizer modes, because you're so used to having Wizrobes in those 2 rooms that you have to kill 4 Wizrobes to get through. And misplaced that block. Alright, got it that time. And leaving that heart behind, but oh, that's right, they still have blue mail. They still have blue mail. And Great Auntie Bob picking up their Turtle Rock Crystal, so they have cleared all dungeons except for GT. So they are coming up to finish the final one. So they are in the home stretch. And with that boots advantage, they are going to really get some time here. I am curious if there's going to be some boots at the top of the climb, because... Oh, nope, not checking. Boots at this point are kind of redundant. You're not really... Well, they still... That gamer still needs to go clear Feast Town and Pod. So they still have running to do on the Overworld, but they're going to find that out in a minute. And let's see if this is a Dark Magician play from Great. It says a Dark Magician play, which is going to take them further away from that big key. So that's going to be a little bit of a time sink for Great Auntie Bob, but not too much. You don't have... Not many people do Dark Magician and go full right. It's more about getting those big 4-pack rooms back to back. So you're getting, yeah, Dark Magician room plus, I believe it's the Compass room of GT back to back. So that plus Bob's Torch and the Hope room, that's 11 checks. Daddy Gamers is going straight for that Aga 2 fight. This gives some good lineups. And Aga 2 is down. I do believe that was a good setup for a triple for that final batch. And yep, looks like they're going straight into that Ganon fight, and they're about to find out. Or I'm about to find out I've been talking out my neck. Uh-oh. Oh, I think they might have just button mashed past his text. Even though he just told him, like, you think you're ready to face me, I won't die unless you complete your goals. If Ganon ever calls you a dingus, that means he's not killable. Yep. It's like, too long, didn't read. Kill pig. And this is a weird feeling I've noticed lately of seeds, because the community has gotten so much faster with seeds over the last year or so that I'm seeing more people at this point. It's like, okay, it's like it used to be. Well, it still is pretty nice to have a sub 90 seed, but I see a lot of people like, okay, it's like it's at this point, it's at the hour mark now where if I'm not in go mode, and there we go. Just realized they cannot win that fight, which that's a rough feeling, because that's a lot of backtracking. And Great Auntie Bob is picking up that big chest for. I do not know what Great Auntie Bob is doing at this point, because they have the big key. And Daddy Gamer's confirming. And we have just received a forfeit from the Daddy Gamers. Which, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, it's really, you're mentally done with the seed at this point. You're like, okay, I've climbed the tower, I've gone through the gauntlet, I'm at the pig fight. Wait, what do you mean I can't win right now? So we are going to see very fast climb from Great Auntie Bob. I will have to, if we can get him in for commentary, I'd have to ask, like, what were you looking for in GT? Oh, he was looking for a small. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, because he only has one small key. Yeah, you kind of want to climb the tower with a small key. Because otherwise you're running the risk of running out of small keys and having to go to climb again. So let's check out the race room. So at the moment we have one person finished in 1 hour and 8 minutes and 23 seconds. So spots 2, 3, and 4 are still going. And I'm guessing first place finisher just jumped straight into AGA 1, because AGA 1 was hard required today for Dark World access. All the Titans myths were in Dark World. All the hammers, well, there were a couple Titans myths that were Light World side, but you couldn't access them without the boots, which were Dark World. So all your ways of getting Dark World access were behind AGA 1. Which just feels fundamentally wrong when you're playing this mode. But a nice quick climb. A little low on arrows, but okay, not even bottom of those. Taking the 8 seconds there. Yeah. Yeah, the double dip of pod did cost. Especially with the number of big of Titans myths elsewhere. So the one you picked up in there, like, really wasn't that valuable. And past the tough parts of the climb, now we're just at the make sure you use your magic right rooms, and yeah, let's check up here. If there is something you're looking for up here, it feels so awful when there is something up here, but when you're on Master Sword looking for that final sword, you will always check them. Grabbing that small key. And with the powder, you're going to have a nice refill here. Don't really need it, but that room serves as a great refill before the final trio of bosses. And validating this run, even though at this point you're just going to see duplicates of everything. We have a full board. Oh yeah, completely dodged those magic upgrades. Alright, looks like a single and a single on AGA 1. Single, single, double. And nice lineup. Alright, so 1, 1, 2, and 2. For a second, I was afraid that the first shot pushed AGA just out of range of the other, but... So, hour 23, going in for that pig fight. Should be pretty quick. And that second place spot is still wide open. Forgot to do my push to talk. Okay, nice setup for a quick kill. 2. Did not get the 4th shot off, but there we go. That is a finish for Great Auntie Bob. Finished in 2nd place with a time of 1 hour and 24 minutes and 40 seconds. GG's to both our runners. And breakfast is served. And it looks like we have Great Auntie Bob joining us. GG's.
Thanks, GG's.
Doesn't it feel wrong that you had to do AGA 1 to get your Dark World access with 4 of everything?
Was that really hard required? I don't know. It was AD seed, right? So I figured I had to do it anyway.
From what we could tell, all of the gloves were locked behind either boots, which were Dark World locked, or between you and Daddy Gamers, we saw pretty much all of the Light World. We did not see another glove or hammer.
Oh, well, okay. You know, that's the nice thing about AD seeds. It's not it's less of a problem to do AGA 1 because you have to do it anyway.
Yeah, and especially since you had the in chat, no, Agina won. We saw Agina as well. Agina was not. Or we did. No, we didn't see it. We didn't see Agina. So Agina could possibly have been an out. But it's still with 3 Light World crystals done for Go mode, you can just save quit and be at the pyramid.
Exactly, yeah. Well, there were, what, 2 flutes in this is the first time I've played this mode.
This mode sounds so simple and innocent until you realize that you're just getting flooded with information in your mind. I can only remember where the first one was, and only vaguely. I know it was in the first one was in Mini Boulderm Cave.
That sounds right. Yeah, then it picked up the mitts in pod. I think I don't know. I'm debating whether that was the right thing to go into pod without a hammer, but that's okay. It worked out.
Yeah, unfortunately, the following the red crystal would have gotten you that as well. So about the time you were picking up that Titan's mitts, on the other side of the restream, we saw the Daddy Gamers pick up their hammer, and so we knew at that point, okay, that should push them over into pod to pick up that and have their red cane hunt for Go mode. But they did forget that this was all dungeon, and they realized that at Ganon, which unfortunate, but
oh, is that what happened? They got 7 crystals and rushed Ganon. That's a shame.
Yeah, but I get it. There's a lot going into your head in this mode. There's a lot just bombarding you, and you're just like, okay, it's like, okay, so red mail and Nagina. So this was a hard AGA locked for that. Oh, I'm getting some noise on my end. Just a second.
So hard AGA lock for Dark World access. I was starting to suspect it, but I had so many checks left. It could have been anywhere.
Yeah, it's. Yep, looks like I'm seeing from the other runners from the race room in chat that, yeah, it's 2 gloves are boots locked, 2 mitts of pyramids vary, 1 in I think this was hard AGA lock.
Yeah, and those boots weren't even hard required, were they? I guess that kind of guaranteed Go mode, but I don't think the GT big key was boots locked. So as soon as I got the hammer, that was go.
Yeah, the boots were just icing on the cake. The Bob's Torch was an ice rod, I believe.
And there was another ice rod in Hope Room, so plenty of ice rods in GT.
Yeah, so someone heard the comment of, "Oh, what if ice rod is locked behind like 3 of the ice rods are locked behind Trinex, and there's still an ice rod hunt going." So like it's like not today, unfortunately. One of them was well in front, but that was nearly a possibility.
I guess where did I get mine? I guess in Skull Woods, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, the one in the front of Skullwoods. Both you and Daddy Gamers picked that one up on your first trip in there, and it made perfect sense to grab that. That plus the red cane there, so that puts you on the good path to go mode. Put you on, I do believe, Titan's Mitts go mode.
No, Hammer. I got mitts before. I went to pod after, I guess, so.
Yeah.
Yep,
I'm
Hammer
sorry.
Go mode feels nice. I mean, there's a whole lot you don't have to do.
Yeah, sorry. Brain is fried. Brain is fried.
It's an interesting mode. It's kind of a ridiculous, ludicrous mode, I guess.
Yep, lives up to its name. It's right up there with Potpourri as a mode that sounds in theory as a very fun and gentle mode until you play it. But, I mean, still a very fast seed. Nice sub 90 time, hour 24.
Yeah, I was thinking I was being a little too thorough because there's 4 copies of everything, so trying to figure out what I wanted to skip and what I didn't. Maybe I didn't skip quite enough.
Yeah, and the going right side in GT for the Dark Magician route, that cost you that small key, and the small keys in GT were a little awkward. I was wondering, wait, why I know you had the big key, why are you still like, and then someone pointed out, oh, you only have one key on the climb. Like, oh yeah, you need a key for that climb.
Yeah, when I went to the right side, I thought, okay, surely there's gonna be another key. I don't have to get the key after a compass room, but that came and bit me.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. But yeah, at this point you're just trying, like, okay, you like, if you got race room open, second place is wide open, and it's like, hey, like, can I take that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, I think that's pretty much it for the seed. This is a interesting, really interesting mode. Yeah, I mean, kind of stressful. You think it's definitely fast, but fast doesn't always mean relaxing. So
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good execution test, depending on how early you get swords, because you have no heart upgrades ever. You were stuck at 6 hearts. So if you go in the game and you're on Master Sword for a long time, it can test you in a lot of ways. Because there's 8 swords, there's 216 checks.
yeah, but weren't there like 4 or 5 of them in CAC alone?
Yeah, the seeds are like, nope, you were going out fully armed. There was an arsenal. There's a blacksmith in Kakariko Village who was putting in work.
Yep. So it was what butter sword, bow, fire rod, hook shot right off the bat. So
Yeah, I believe Hookshot was Mini Moldworm with the flute, but my brain is scrambled at this point. I do believe we have said all that they're. Yeah, this is a nuts mode. It is fun though. Thank you for being on Restream and participating in this race.
oh, thanks for coming and thanks for tracking. It's a bit of a shame that Daddy Gamers couldn't finish, but yeah, GG's.
And big thanks to Solit for doing the tracking. That had to have been hard tracking this. I my eyes I'm struggling to keep track of things just talking. Much appreciation, because there was a lot of chaos for the first 10 minutes of the seed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially if you get any route divergences, I can't imagine trying to track that. So yep, thanks all. Thanks for tracking and thanks for coming.
All right. Have a great night, everyone.